Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming Gold episode. What is it now? 31. Yes, 31. And it is January 9th. I know that we've missed the last couple weeks with Christmas and New Year's and things like that. I've also been busy with guild stuff and all kinds of fun stuff. But I would like to apologize for not keeping a good communication about show cancellations and things like that. And I would like to thank you for sticking with me and coming back to watch. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you guys. This week I wanted to talk about more Final Fantasy stuff. Patch 2.1 was so massive that there's tons and tons and tons of stuff to talk about. And something that I've been getting a lot of questions about in game are the dailies, the new Beastman dailies that are there. So I wanted to sort of talk about those, how you sort of get into them, what I feel is the best way to go about it if you want to max out both reputations. And of course, this is just my personal opinion. If you want to do it a different way, by all means do that. It's your game time, your gameplay. Do whatever you want. So let's just jump right into it. So right now with 2.1, there are two factions. There are the Amalja and the Sylphs. And they both have separate dailies and totally separate zones, pretty much on different parts of the world. We'll go through Sylph stuff first, and then I'll go over to the Amalja. The big thing to remember is that neither of these factions are required to enjoy the game or to do the game. So if you don't want to do dailies, don't do dailies. But if you do like doing dailies, they are a nice source of income, a nice source of crystals, shards, because you get at least at the medium rank, you get 20 of each shard. I think at the first rank, you get 10 of each shard. They do also give philosophy points, so if you're looking to get philosophy for fresh 50s or whatever, those are good. They are also good for leveling purposes. At 42, you unlock the Sylphs. At 43, you unlock the Amalja. And then at 45 and 46, you can use the second tier, or you can turn in the second tier. So if you're trying to get to 50 and you want a little bit of extra XP per day, you can go about doing the dailies on those lower level jobs. Some of the quests will be considerably more difficult for a lower level job than a 50 that's geared, but they're still doable. All of them are still doable. At least I haven't found one that isn't, and I did them all on my Bard as I was leveling my Bard up to 50, so no problems there. But let's look at Sylph dailies. So the Sylph dailies start oh god, I can't remember where they start now. I'm an idiot. No. So you go out to Little Solace. You'll get a quest to go out to Little Solace in Gridania, I should say. You'll go out there, you'll talk to some Sylphs, and they'll set you on the path to unlocking the dailies. And you can do this at 42 or above. So you go out there, you unlock the dailies, and then they give you 3 dailies. You can go do those. It takes 10 days of doing those dailies to get to Tier 2. Once you get to the second tier, you then have a choice. And this goes for Amalja as well. So once you get to the second tier, you can either do all the dailies for one faction, or you can just do the second tier dailies for both factions, because there's 3 new sets of quests. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'll get back to that in just a second. So the dailies themselves are random. There's a set of 5 or 6, possibly more, quests that are randomized, and you get 3 of them per day. Some of them are simple, go kill things. Some of them, for the Sylphs, are become invisible, and you have to stop at these checkpoints to remain invisible and go collect things or things like that. Some of them, one of them for the Sylphs is a fate, and this is actually the quest I get the most complaints and or questions about. If you're just starting out, you're going to get this quest before you go through 10 days. If you don't, you're really lucky. And I have a lot of people who complain about the quest, but at the same time, what a lot of people don't realize is that you can do the fate whether you have the quest or not, and you can collect the item that you get from the fate. So even if you don't have the quest, if you see the fate up and you don't have the item, go do the fate. You're helping other people complete the fate, one, and two, you'll get the item, so when you do get that quest, you don't have to go do the fate. If you don't have time, you can just turn it in. So a lot of people don't realize that. So if you are looking to do the tier 1 self dailies and you get the fate, go get the item, or you don't get the fate, go get the item anyway if you see the fate up. And then that way, if you do get the quest with the fate, you can just turn in the item. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about waiting on the fate to spawn, which generally takes 10 or 15 minutes. I've seen it take up to 30, but it's not too bad. It really isn't. If you're leveling, you can just go out there and there's a bunch of mobs right there. You can just pull them, kill them while you wait, get a little bit of extra XP. It's nothing great, but at least it gives you something to do while you wait. So yeah, when you get to tier 2, you can either do all those dailies for tier 1 and 2 for one faction. If you do that, it will take you another 10 days to get to tier 3. And I haven't gotten to tier 3 yet because I'm doing the other route, but I'm assuming that when you get to tier 3, there will be another set of dailies that will unlock, and that will give you more XP and more money and more crystals and more philosophy, because that's how tier 1 and tier 2 worked. I'm assuming that's how tier 3 will work as well. When you complete tier 3, you get to tier 4, and there may or may not be dailies there because that's the final tier. But at tier 3 and tier 4, tier 3 unlocks a pet, tier 4 unlocks a mount. From what I understand, both of those are pricey, but you get a lot of money doing the daily, so might as well, right? Now, if you... sorry, I lost my train of thought. Switching over to the Amalja. The Amalja has a quest that starts in Ul'dah, sends you out towards Little Amigo, and that's how everything starts there. Now, theirs are very similar. They have one where you write a mount, they have, go kill things, they have collect things, they have unlock cages, things like that. Random, same thing. You do 3 quests per day, but it's random. And then when you get to tier 2, you unlock the higher level. Now here's where the 2 different sort of ways you can go about doing dailies are. One is, I just want the Amalja dailies, or I just want the Sylph dailies because I want the mount or I want the pet. You can do the tier 1 and tier 2 for that faction. Now if you do that, once you're at tier 2, you can't do the other faction's dailies at all because you can only do 6 per day. But it will make that one faction go up faster. Okay, it'll take you 10 days. But if you do just the tier 2 dailies for both factions, it takes 17 days to do both. Okay? If you just do one, if you stack everything and just do one, it takes 10 days to finish one. And then if you go and do the other one, then you have another 10 days, so you lost 3 days. And then tier 4 is going to be even, it's going to take even more days, so whether you want to then just focus on, I don't know if it's going to be tier 3 and tier 2 dailies to get the maximum, maybe, I don't know how many days that's going to take because I don't know what the point value is on getting to tier 4. But if you really want to power through just one faction, then just do the one faction's dailies of whatever the highest tier are. If you want to get there as fast as possible, okay, you want to do the highest tier dailies for both factions. It'll take you longer to get any one faction, but you'll get both factions sooner. Hope all that makes sense. That's pretty much everything I have on the dailies. I mean, there are other random elements and things like that. If you have any questions, or if you found this helpful, this answered questions for you, please follow, like, favorite, subscribe, everything down there. You can find us on Facebook. You can leave comments on YouTube. You can contact me on Twitter. However you want to do it is all great. I appreciate any and all feedback. And I will try to get back on a weekly schedule for you guys. Again, I'm sorry for missing the past 2 weeks with the holidays and stuff like that. Have a good day. Bye.